Good morning. It's March 20th, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. A large Swedish study published in Lancet Psychiatry finds GLP-1 receptor agonists, especially semaglutide, linked to a lower risk of worsening mental health in adults with pre-existing depression or anxiety. The observational analysis used health records from 2009 to 2022, including nearly 100,000 people and over 20,000 GLP-1 receptor agonist users. Semaglutide use was associated with a 42% lower risk of overall worsening mental health, with depression risk down 44%, anxiety down 38%, and substance use disorders down 47%. Liraglutide also showed benefits, including a 26% reduction in depression. The research involved collaborations among the University of Eastern Finland, Karolinska Institutet, and Griffith University, and was published in The Lancet Psychiatry. Authors caution that the observational design cannot prove causality and call for randomized controlled trials to confirm the findings. They note potential conflicts of interest and careful interpretation due to baseline differences in mental health among patients with diabetes or obesity. While results are promising, clinicians and researchers say better physical health may partly explain the mental health improvements. Possible mechanisms discussed include improved glycemic control, weight loss, and body image improvements, reduced alcohol use, and potential direct effects on brain reward pathways, though exact causes remain undetermined from registry data. Some evidence suggests reduced addiction-related risks with GLP-1 medications, contributing to mental health benefits. The study is observational and may be affected by confounding factors, with results mainly reflecting outcomes in people with more severe disease and focusing on hospital care or prolonged sickness absence. Other GLP-1 receptor agonists like exenatide and dulaglutide showed no significant associations, possibly due to smaller sample sizes. The findings have sparked calls for randomized trials to determine if ozempic and wegovy could be used to treat mental health disorders beyond metabolic benefits. A landmark result in number theory reshapes how we understand Diophantine equations, showing that for many higher power equations there are only finitely many rational solutions. Building on Fermat's last theorem insights, this work clarifies when problems admit a limited set of solutions and deepens the link between geometry and arithmetic. The achievement belongs to Gerd Faltings, who in 1986 earned the Fields Medal and later the Leibniz Prize, and who proves what is now known as Faltings' theorem. His 18-page proof, weaving geometry and number theory, surprised mathematicians with its breadth and cohesion. Faltings' career includes leadership roles at Princeton and the Max Planck Institute for Mathematics in Bonn, and he is affiliated with the Max Planck Institute in Germany. He became a professor at 27, and his theorem marks a pivotal advancement beyond special cases in higher degree equations. The Abel Prize, carrying about €670,000, is awarded by the Norwegian Academy of Sciences, and this year marks its 24th anniversary, widely regarded as a Nobel-like honor for math. Helge Holden, chair of the Abel Committee, calls the announcement a major milestone and notes Faltings' lasting impact on arithmetic geometry. Faltings, retired since 2023, lives in Bonn with his 2 daughters and remains modest about current challenges, stressing the abundance of active researchers and preferring not to compete. The article closes with an appeal for continued support of science journalism from Scientific American. A new approach in GI cancers is moving through the early and pivotal stages with Pelareorep at the center. In the Goblet program, a multi-arm phase 1-2 trial led by AIO tests, Pelareorep, combined with atezolizumab and various chemotherapies across advanced, metastatic GI tumors, with objective response rate and safety as primary endpoints and a suite of biomarker analyses. The design spans 5 treatment groups across GI indications, emphasizing biomarker and efficacy sub-analyses to support translational insights. Separately, AWARE-1 is a window of opportunity study in early-stage breast cancer, evaluating Pelareorep with and without checkpoint blockade, aiming to measure cell-kill and biomarker endpoints alongside traditional efficacy signals. The press materials note forward-looking statements and risk factors and encourage readers to follow updates on the company website. AACR 2026 will feature 2 abstracts on Pelareorep as an immune-priming backbone across tumor types, including RAS-driven cancers, with additional translational and mechanistic data across metastatic pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma and breast cancer. In pancreatic and colorectal cancer, Pelareorep is highlighted for its potential to improve responses when combined with immunotherapies, supported by FDA Fast Track designations for colorectal and pancreatic cancer. Pelareorep's role as an immune primer is underscored by translational work showing it stimulates RAS-specific T-cell clones in GI cancers, suggesting activity against RAS-mutated tumors. Oncolytics is pursuing registrational programs in GI cancers and aims to validate biomarkers, including a 14-protein signature, to guide therapy and trial design as it seeks to boost immunotherapy activity, especially in RAS-driven cancers. In the first-line metastatic pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma cohort, treated with Pelareorep plus atezolizumab and chemotherapy, the observed objective response rate was 62%, exceeding historical responses to chemotherapy alone. The overarching goal is to position Pelareorep to improve outcomes across pancreatic, colorectal, breast, and other GI cancers, while leveraging biomarker-driven strategies to optimize trial design and patient selection. Lynas has achieved its first commercial production of samarium oxide at its Malaysian facility, marking a milestone for heavy rare earth processing outside China and signaling potential for diversified supply chains and technological sovereignty. The March 2026 milestone came ahead of schedule, demonstrating Lynas's ability to operate complex heavy rare earth separations outside China. Heavy rare earth separation is technically and capital-intensive, with 40 to 80 processing stages and an estimated $200 to $400 million for commercial-scale operations, plus significant R&D, environmental, and quality control investments. Context includes alignment with Australia's critical minerals strategy and potential support from Export Finance Australia and the Northern Australia Infrastructure Facility, alongside collaborations with Japan's JARE consortium, ensuring guaranteed offtake for a large share of heavy rare earths. Non-Chinese facilities are driven by defense applications, technology transfer restrictions, tighter Western environmental standards, and long-term supply contracts, factors that support diversification and sovereignty goals. Rising demand in aerospace, defense, offshore wind, medical tech, and high-performance electric vehicle motors underscores the strategic importance of diversified heavy rare earth supply chains. Geopolitical risk from concentrated supply motivates Western governments to build domestic processing, a push Lynas supports through sustainability and strategic positioning. Emerging separation technologies, ion exchange chromatography, selective membranes, and biotech extraction are in development, with pilot to commercial deployment anticipated between 2026 and 2035. A modular expansion approach is recommended for new facilities, starting with samarium oxide and progressively adding adjacent heavy rare earths to create a full suite, guided by data-driven mining operations. Economic impact projections include 150 to 200 direct technical roles and 400 to 500 indirect jobs, with $200 to $300 million in annual export revenue and an upfront $180 million facility investment plus downstream opportunities. Samarium oxide is critical for high-temperature permanent magnets used in aerospace, defense, medical devices, and high-performance machinery, enabling operation under extreme conditions. Mont weld ore undergoes a staged separation sequence targeting samarium, gadolinium, dysprosium terbium, then yttrium ytterbium, with a focus on achieving 99.9% plus purity and robust waste management. The 10th International Diabetes Summit at the Pelareorep Diabetes Institute in Pune drew more than 2,900 doctors from multiple countries for 3 days of dialogue on global diabetes strategies and its complications. The event showcased the growing role of technology in diabetes care and featured sessions with international experts from Mayo Clinic, UK universities, Austria's Medical University of Graz, and Singapore's National University, among others. Over 70 Indian faculty joined international speakers, and the inauguration was led by Dr. Vinky Ragwani, with attendees including Prakash Pupatkar, A.G. Unnakrishnan, and Wing Commander Harshal Moore present at the ceremony. The summit highlighted cost-effective care, emerging treatments, and specialized workshops on artificial intelligence in diabetes and MASLD in diabetes, alongside a symposium on endocrinology and women's health. More than 80 young researchers presented papers in free paper sessions for the Pelareorep Foundation Diabetes Research Awards 2026, with prizes of 200 lakh rupees for basic science and 100 lakh rupees for clinical science, while community outreach included the Run for Diabetes with about 500 participants, flagging off by Milind Soman, who delivered a motivational talk. Dr. Karani B. Sanjeevi of Karolinska Institutet received the Lifetime Achievement Award for Diabetes Research, underscoring findings from the International Diabetes Federation Atlas 2025 about rising undiagnosed cases. This has been your daily brief in science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. We'll be back Monday with everything you need to know.